Steve Perry, the former lead singer of Journey, has finally addressed the legendary Van Halen Guacamole incident. Back in 1970, Journey was touring North America to promote their album Infinity, accompanied by rising rock band Van Halen. In his book, Running with the Devil, Van Halen's tour manager Noel Monk recounts a story where Perry walked into Van Halen's dressing room, unaware that Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth were in the midst of a food fight. Perry ended up caught in the crossfire, with guacamole splattered on his prized jacket. Monk writes, "From his luxurious black hair to the middle of his shiny new Journey jacket, Perry was covered in guacamole," adding that Perry seemed on the verge of a meltdown, though instead, he reportedly shed a soft, sad whimper. Steve Perry was caught in the crossfire, and his beautiful jacket was splattered with avocado-based dip guacamole. Monk says in Running with the Devil, from the top of his luxurious mane of silky black hair to the middle of his shimmering new sateen Journey jacket, Steve Perry was completely covered in guacamole. "I was gonna wear this on stage tonight," he said me, patting the chest of his jacket, his lower lip twitching. "Look at it now. It's ruined." Recently, Perry clarified that the incident didn't bring him to tears. He recalled, "One night I wanted to tell them, 'I love you guys.' I opened the door and said, 'Hey, guys,' when suddenly guacamole landed on my shoulder and arm. They chuckled sheepishly, but I was furious and left immediately, wiping it off my satin jacket in anger." Perry insisted, "I would not cry over guacamole. The story has taken on a life of its own, but it's become silly." It's great to see Steve finally set the record straight. Michael Anthony recalls that Journey repeatedly tried to remove Van Halen from their tour. In an interview with SiriusXM's Eddie Trunk, Anthony shared memories of his favorite Van Halen tours, highlighting the unforgettable 1978 tour. "We were just so fired up on that first tour in '78 with Dave Lee Roth," Anthony reminisced, calling it a tour he'll never forget. During the tour, Journey was the headliner, Montrose was second, and Van Halen, who had just released their debut album in February, was the opening act. Despite being billed early, Van Halen's high-energy performances often drove fans wild, a challenge for the headliners who had to follow. "They tried to kick us off every week," Anthony said, but added that the record label stood by them, arguing that ticket sales justified their spot.